Season 14 brings with it Armor Synthesis, a new way to craft Universal Armor Ornaments from your collections. Let's start with the basics. So defeating enemies will drop a material known as Synth Strand, which can then be given to Ada 1 in bundles of 150 to unlock activity specific bounties. Completing one of these bounties will actually award you with a Synthcord, which can be converted at Ada 1's loom at the tower to create Synthweave. This material is then used to unlock appearances from the player's collections. Right, first off we have this new resource called Synth Strand. Now this is earned by defeating enemies. To farm this, your best bet is probably Vanguard Strikes, Nightfalls, or even the seasonal activity. So basically your normal farms, anything with a reasonably high number of enemies. Next, buying bounties with your Synth Strand from Ada 1. Here's some examples of the bounties from each playlist. Complete playlist strikes using a specific subclass. Accumulate points in Nightfall strikes. Capture zones in Crucible Control matches. Complete Crucible matches and defeat opponents using specific damage types. Send and defeat blockers in Gambit. Defeat Primevals in Gambit. Defeat nightmares on any destination. Defeat bosses while defending the Blind Well within the Dreaming City. Complete the final encounter of any raid or dungeon. Generate orbs of power in raids or dungeons. It's worth noting, if you pick up the wrong bounty, some of the Synth Strands will be refunded if you choose to abandon it. Now, I would recommend picking a bounty from the playlist you spend the most time in, although if you're looking for the fastest way to do this, then I would lean towards the raids and dungeons. For example, the bounty for completing the final encounter of any raid or dungeon could be very fast if you have a boss checkpoint or a proficient raid group. As for solo players, I think strikes would probably be the best here. After completing the bounty, you will earn Synthcord, which can be converted at the loom into Synthweave. Right, so that's a lot of new materials, so let's just get a quick recap here. So first, defeat enemies to earn Synth Strand. Spend Synth Strand on bounties to earn Synthcord. Convert Synthcord at the loom in the tower into Synthweave. Then finally, use the Synthweave to convert an unlocked armour appearance from the collections into a Universal Armor Ornament. Now this system seems very convoluted. I don't know why they didn't just do bounties or just have 2 of these resources, but I guess they're trying to stretch this quest out. You can earn up to 10 Universal Armor Ornaments per character. Now this has been a bit controversial, as you can imagine, because this is also available for silver. So if you're not bothered about spending money, then you can actually get this for silver. So a Synthweave template will cost you 300 silver, or you can get a Synthweave template bundle, which will cost you 1000 silver. One last thing, if you don't know how to navigate to your collections menu, then I'm just going to bring that up on screen, and this will show you all of the armor you have obtained over the last couple of years. Right, I'm going to throw some armor up on screen, and I'm just going to talk about my opinion on the whole armor synthesis debacle. So personally, this might be a bit of a hot take, but I'm actually not too bothered. I only really use one armor set, and I keep that on for the whole season, so I'm not too bothered about having, every single armor set possible to my disposal. Now, I understand that some people are super invested in the game and they want to be able to have every single bit of armor, and it would be quite nice to experiment with all the armor over the last, 4 or 5 years and mess around and create our new sets. But personally, it just doesn't bother me too much, as I'm going to be perfectly fine just every now and again getting a new armor set, rather than having all of it to my disposal. But like I say, I can understand the frustration, and the fact that we're paying for this is a little bit weird, but Bungie have got to make money, and it could be a lot worse, I think. But anyway, let me know what you think about all that. Like I say, I do know some people that are super invested in character customization, and they want to be able to have, all the armor sets straight away. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.